children of pornstars? When and how did you find out your parents were pornstars? And what is your most awkward moment with them? My mom was an escort before she went to jail. The way I found out was actually the most awkward part. I got a new phone and called her. I asked her, do you know who this is? And to which she replied, sorry, I don't know who this is. I don't go out for free or give discounts. No discounts? Not even for family? No, there's a disability discount, but only for broken arms. I had a student, high school, whose mom was a stripper. Kids used to make fun of him all the time about it, telling him, hey, I went and saw your mom. His response was awesome, great. Now I can get those new Jordans. Kids stopped making fun of him after that. Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor, and it can never be used to hurt you. A guy in our high school was kept back a few years, as in a lot of years. He came to our school from Eastern Europe at 14, so they kept him back until his English was good enough to do the exams. One day he decided to show us all a video in the study hall. The video was of his mum getting ducked by 2/3 different Jews. Turns out his mum was a porn star in their country, and he was apparently proud of this. He wasn't exactly the full shilling. However, his mum was super hot. He just wanted to show you where he came from. He wanted to brag that he's been inside of that, and even deeper than the other actor. My father would tell me the story of impregnating my mother every winter solstice. Not one but my family became friends with someone who married a porn actress. After my parents said I was a whiz kid with computers, the man pulled me to the side and asked if there was any way to delete all existing porn of his wife off of the internet so their upcoming child could never come across it. Breaking the news for him was pretty tough, but from the outside it's a pretty funny situation. Edit. She was a pretty big porn sensation in her country, so there really is no way around it unless they move somewhere far away and pray. They can hire certain attorneys that specialize in poo like this. It will cost them, and if she was a full bore star it will be impossible. But if it is just a few videos, they can be de-indexed so that no one who hasn't downloaded the videos can find them. If she got paid for it, she basically signed away her rights to that poo. My older brother put on what he said was Barney when I was about 5 or 6. He claimed the intro was just a commercial. It opened with a woman sensually chopping meat. I can't remember what happened after that, but it involved my mom engaging in a sexual act. The babysitter eventually noticed, said WTF, and took off with the VHS tape. She's still in porn to this day, 20 years later. Tons of awkward moments, but the worst was for my little brother. Of course, the internet. So somebody found her porn persona on Twitter, and now everyone at his high school knows. He's in the 9th grade and hasn't been to class in months. She's a terrible parent for all kinds of unrelated reasons, so she hasn't done anything to correct the situation. He just doesn't go to school anymore. I feel awful for him. Mom is a pornstar and escort. Found her prissa list online and videos on an old laptop she'd given me. Actually not that awkward when I mentioned it, but still weird. I might mention the video was her and 3 other guys. Go on. Source: literally us, the Blue Jays. Okay, maybe more than 3 guys. You know what they say, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. I saw what I'm pretty sure was a self-posted video of my sister. The thumbnail kinda had me like, huh, that's weird. The first 5 seconds made me go, oh god, no. The thumbnail just looked like a girl with brown hair, but I think I knew on that split second before clicking. As for my thoughts, she's an adult. We do shit that makes us feel good, so whatever. I'm just really glad there wasn't a dude in there, or that I hit back before the dude rolled in. No, I'm not linking. No, I didn't watch it. And then she walked in and said, what are you doing, step bro? I'll show this to mom. Unless you had something else in mind. Just like the simulations. I know one of my classmates is a pretty famous porn star now and gets paid for kicking guys in the balls, and she says it up front that she has a production porn company and she loves to direct it too. Some people are fearless. It's not really fearless to be the one kicking guys in the balls or directing the kicking. That goes to the actor getting kicked. All those guys must have balls. Bruised ones. It's so funny and weird seeing someone you went to school with who was all meek and mild suddenly become a huge dumb literal ballbuster. Crazy beep dude. She was indeed the only girl who used to talk to me cause she was a bit nerdy back then too. And I think she still has that golden good heart. Never contacted her again, but low-key want to send her an email again and meet up for a coffee or something. But she is some fancy superstar now, so I don't know. Found out a teacher at my private high school did porn. Gore porn at that. Once the word reached administration, she was not offered a role teaching for the following year. Edit forgot to mention it was also a Catholic school. Yeah, I know I was gonna ask what the duck is gore porn. But holy poo, I don't want to know. Al Gore like you've never seen him before. An inconvenient series of images. My dad and mom had a really horrible divorce. My dad was really mad at my mom for leaving him and really didn't want us to like her. Anything he could do to make her seem bad, he did. So, when I was about 9, he found out my mom had a sex tape and decided that the wisest thing to do was to show it to his kids as proof that their mother was a terrible person. Yeah, I don't mind my parents having a sex life or them flimming it, but I think that is probably the worst possible way to explain that. My parents were swingers before their divorce. I was like 13 at the time, so I was aware of sex and stuff, but not the concept of swingers. After they divorced, my dad showed me all the tapes of her having sex with other guys to show how much of a whore she was. Who sucks, man? The only thing that shows is how much of an butthole he is. Truly, he's been out of our lives for over a decade now, and me and my mom are doing super well. She's the best woman I've ever met, despite what my dad tried to make me believe. Yeah, what a dick. Can't believe he thought that was the best course of action. Anyway, have you got a link to the vids? What if I have a story about finding out my coworker was a porn star? Would y'all wanna hear that? Or is this a read the title idiot scenario? Edit. Alright, here y'all go. So one day I wake up to a text from a coworker that just says Google redhead Lizzie Tucker. First thought was HMM sounds like porn, but whatever, Google it, and sure enough it's porn. I sit there for a second thinking, oh okay, why did she tell me to look at TH? Wait a second, that kind looks like coworker. Oh shit, coworker has that tattoo on her shoulder. And suddenly my coworker's secret porn career was revealed. Not gonna tell y'all her real name. Sorry, the news spread amongst all of us like wildfire, as you can imagine. She was pretty good natured about it, honestly. I think when that's your career you kinda have to figure it. Coming out at your non-porn release job is always a possibility. She was just kinda like, yep, that's me. That's about as awkward as it got, honestly. I get the feeling she was used to steering into the skid. If anyone's wondering what type of person she was, or if there were any hints to her career, I'd say she's exceedingly normal, and no, not really. Honestly, a fairly sweet girl, flirty, drunk, decent worker, had a steady boyfriend, etc. We had an optional work potluck, me and my sous chef created around Thanksgiving for all of us that had to work and were missing out on our families, which she participated in. Brought some killer pumpkin pies and played Cards Against Humanity and Exploding Kittens with us and a few other coworkers. No clue if she's still doing the work or if it was just a part of her past, but I think it was an on again off again thing where she'd fly down to Florida and shoot some videos. All in all, pretty cool chick. When I was in high school, I liked to browse your usual edgelord websites. One of them happened to be ffucked.com. Browsing along, I came across a video titled something like Mom of the Year or whatever. It was about one porn star in particular, Tiffany Million. Coincidentally, a show had released around that same called Wife, Mom, Bounty Hunter, which we knew starred the mother of one of our classmates. Now, what are the chances that in the ffucked biography of Tiffany Million, she mentions growing up in Arizona, becoming a bounty hunter, and shows a baby who looks a lot like our classmate? Long story short, we kind of spread the video in hopes of getting confirmation. Got confirmation, and then it got out of hand and sort of ruined this person's time at school for a little while. I'm sorry. I should also add, she seemed like a pretty well-known porn star back then. She even had like a 30 dude train on her with likes of Ron Jeremy and other porn stars I don't the names of. Fascinating stuff. 15 to 20 years ago I knew a guy who managed adult book and video stores for a living, and I believe he had a daughter with Tiffany Million. I don't remember if they were ever married. I may have never known. I was over at his apartment once when the daughter was there. My guess would be that she was about 8 at the time. He managed different stores from the Sacramento area up to the Chico area. I wonder if your classmate was that little girl. Edit just wanted to add that when I knew him, he was no longer with Million and was living with another woman. Does having to wait in the car while your mom meets randoms at the rent by the hour hotel? She never made it to the big screen, but it was not due to lack of effort. I forgot to add that she was married to my dad at the time, and I finally told him, and he had no idea, being around 7 years old when I told him, and being blamed by mother for the divorce fucked me up more than what I watched my mother do. Who? So you saw it? Or you just knew what she was doing? Either way, that's fucked up for you to make your kid bear that guilty knowledge. I walked in on her once and seen her and a guy. After that I knew not to do it again because I got into some serious trouble. Then after that I knew what she was doing. I was around 6 or 7. It was a lot for my young mind. I still can remember every detail of what I saw. I have PTSD from my childhood. That wasn't the worst of what me and my sister went through. Remember to like and subscribe. Honk honk.